You are from which country?
From Israel.
Israel.
Yes.
Australia. You are also? You are Australian. We have many more, some Hebrew books are
I already read them. Yeah, beautiful.
Okay.
Good translation.
You know Lanier?
Sorry?
Lanier is...
Yeah, I know that's the translator, but I don't know. No, it's just from the ebook.
Okay.
Online.
Would you like to know anything today?
Could you say something about the point from realization to actualization? So when someone understands there's no choice, the old conditioning keeps occurring. Could you talk about that process? Does that make sense?
Actually, for example, a glass of milk is there here, and if anybody asks you what is the quality of the milk, and you taste the milk, and you feel the milk by tasting the milk. Thereby you know something about the milk, and thereby you can say the milk is very nice. I know what is milk. Then you can say like this. But at the same time, one glass of water is there and one glass of milk is there. If anybody asks you which one is milk and which one is water. And if you say, I have to taste, then only I will say which is water and which is milk. It is not necessary. The very apparent look, the apparent vision itself will say, this is water and this is milk. You need not taste anything. So, some superficial look itself tells you which is water and which is milk. So, in this way, here the realization is only in the superficial level. The superficial understanding, the intellectual understanding is enough. You need not go deeper understanding. But somebody may tell you that we have some deeper understanding, then only we will be all right always. Otherwise, sometimes you will be disturbed by the conditioning. So you have to be deep down, and the understanding must be deep down, and it should not be superficial. In this way, many people will say like this, but that is not the case. But here, what the main role of understanding is that we have no action to do with relating to our emotions. All emotions, they come by itself and it disappears on its own. We need not regulate any of our emotions. The emotion is natural and it will go away from us very naturally. For example, when we see our friend, naturally we will be happy. The happiness will come. When we see some unwanted person, some hatred may form. So it is a natural reaction. We need not worry about that. The reaction will go away naturally. We need not remove any reactions. So, but if you think that we should not have any reaction whenever we see friend or enemy, whatever it may be, we should not have any reaction. That is not the case. Realization does not mean that we should not have any reaction. But there are some yoga processes there. So the yoga process is different from realization and the understanding. So understanding, realization is one, but the yoga is different. Through yoga, you can tune yourself. Thereby you can lock yourself in a convenient place. Thereby nothing can touch you. You can lock yourself in a air-conditioned room, and no weather condition will not affect you. So you can safeguard yourself, but it is not natural one. It is an artificial one. But understanding, liberation, realization, everything is natural. We need not tune ourselves. We need not protect ourselves. We must be open. Our mind must be open. Then only everything will be all right, naturally. We need not worry about that. But at the same time, some emotion may come. Doesn't matter. But whatever may come, it will go away very soon. We need not worry about the emotions. The realization, understanding is that we have no work psychologically. That alone we have to understand. But whenever we think we have some work to protect ourselves, thereby we are trying to make some work. We are trying to initiate some work. So that is not the matter. The main thing is that we have to understand. We have psychologically we have no work. The matter is over. So we have to find out whether there is any work or not in the psychological world. In the psychological world, if you understand there is no work, the matter is over. This understanding is very superficial. It is not a deeper, in the deeper layer, you need not worry about that. But the yoga, if you follow yoga and anything, meditation or anything, therefore you can tune yourself. That is a artificial one. You are making yourself you are locking yourself in a protected room for some time. So if you, but it is not against the natural world. It is against the natural world. So if you lock yourself, you cannot do you can attend any work. So only you can be in the room itself. You may be safe. But even in that position also, you cannot be very long. You cannot be in the locked room very long. For example, somebody in Chennai, he has got some bliss consciousness. While doing some meditation, he has got some bliss consciousness. But whenever the bliss consciousness is very much, The body cannot tolerate the bliss. So soon, very soon, he faced some sort of problem and he was hospitalized. And in the hospitalized, even after many treatment, he passed away. He cannot survive because the body cannot survive with the deep potentiality of the bliss consciousness. So it is artificial. We need not worry about the. If we interested to keep on with some bliss consciousness or some good emotion, good feeling, then we can do some meditation. But it is not natural. It is only artificial. It is a created one. Whatever you created, it may create some problems. So it is not natural. So the natural way is that we have to understand, know what psychology is. So if you understand, the understanding will help. But sometimes we may have some emotions within ourselves. When we see some adverse situation, we may have some tension or anything. But it comes to deal with the situation. We can make use of the emotion to deal with the situation in a positive way. We need not worry about we need not correct our emotions. The emotions go away naturally. We need not correct any emotions. Because the life duration of every emotion is only one part, it is only 1 out of 60 per second. Only 1 part, some fraction of second itself, it will disappear. Only because of misunderstanding, we give life to the emotions. Otherwise, the emotion will come and go away naturally. We need not worry about the emotions.
In the separation, in a way, that in your teaching you make between psychological suffering and psychological activity and outward external activities. In a way, it feels a little bit artificial, and for me, the sense of a lot of time, if I see from my own experience, the burden or the responsibility a lot of time is because of what is the right action to do, what is appropriate in the moment, and it doesn't come necessarily spontaneously, but a lot of maybe this is the psychological thing. So I'm not sure about why is this separation, because after all the understanding is even the activity that I'm doing outwardly is not really me. There's not really a doer who actually does it. It happens in a way. So I wonder if you can clarify this a bit.
So here, our mind is not a psychological aspect. The physical aspect is some work, is physical, but we are having mind. The mind is psychological. So we are doing every work in the external world only with the help of our mind. If you do not use our mind, we cannot attend any of our work. So we can attend to the work with the help of our mind, with the help of our psychological structure. Our psychological structure, the help of our psychological structure alone, we can attend any work. If the psychological structure will not help, we cannot attend the work. So we can make use of the psychological structure, we can make use of our mind to do the necessary work in the external world. But at the same time, we should not use our mind against the mind. So psychological work against the psychological matter. So that is the difference. So for example, we are having some sorrow, anger, fear. So it is purely psychological. You can make use of the psychological emotion to the external world. But at the same time, if you try to get away from the fears, try to get away from the anger, try to get away from the sorrow, then we are doing something against our mind. So that is not necessary. But whatever emotion we may have, we can make use of the emotion to the external world. For example, you are living in an individual house, and one fine morning some lunatic person entered into your house. Without you keep the door open, Some unwanted person, some lunatic person entered into the house. So immediately you got angry upon the person. You have to be careful about that. Only when you have some anger, you can shout upon the lunatic person. So if you use the anger to the person, then only you can send away the lunatic person. So sometimes instead of anger, you may have some fear upon the lunatic person. So if you have the fear, then you cannot shout, you can show your anger upon the person. So whenever you have some fear, then what will you do? Then you will come away from the house and seek the help of the neighbors. So all join for your help, and everybody joins jointly, and they all jointly send the lunatic person outside the house. So here, the anger comes for your help, the fear comes for your help. With the help of the fear, you seek the help of the neighbors. With the help of the anger, you shout and drive away the lunatic person. If you don't have any anger, don't have any fear, you cannot control, you cannot manage, you cannot deal with the lunatic person. So if you do not have any understanding, you do not have any understanding to deal with the person will simply go to your bed and he will drive away from the house. So that will happen. So every emotion comes for our help to deal with the situation. But at the same time, we need not do anything against the emotions. The emotion will come and go naturally. We need not worry about the emotions. It will go away naturally.
But isn't it true that sometimes this fear, for example, will prevent you from doing the appropriate action? It's very clear that something needs to be done or help someone, but there's some fear, and it's very clear what needs to be done, but the fear, in a way, prevents you from doing this action.
So for example, some dangerous situation is there. So you have some fear to meet this dangerous situation. So here also the fear comes for your help. So that thereby you have to deal with the situation with all your precautions, all your ability. You can have, you do not attend the matter, attend the event hastily. You have to be very serious and steady. Then only you can attend it. So it gives some inducement to deal with the situation in a perfect way. So you can make use of the fear as an inducement. But if it is more than the required time, required quality, you need not worry about the thing. It may come. For example, if you go along with in a street, the street is not good, and it is dark, and some bushes are there. So naturally, you will have some fear or some thought. Some snake may have on the way. So you have the thought like this, you may have the fear like this. So what will you do? Then you take some torch and you walk carefully. So that alone, for that, the fear has some inducement to do all those things. Then only you walk carefully with the torch. So even after you do your work carefully, your thought may repeatedly telling you snake may be there, then you don't mind that. You need not worry about that. You can give total freedom to your mind that you may talk like this. You should not tell, you should not speak like that, you should not, the fear should not be like that. If you give total freedom to the fear will go away. So whenever you restrict anything, it will acquire some energy. So whatever you restrict, whatever you are, the restricted thing may be your emotion. If you want to restrict your emotion, if you want to control your emotion, thereby the restriction creates some energy and thereby it becomes strengthened. For example, you are here and there is no necessity to go away from here, then you feel relaxed. But at the same time, whenever you sit here, somebody may lock the door outside. So immediately you get some tension to go away from the house. So here what happens is that whenever you feel restricted, you have some energy to break the restriction and go away from that. So in this way, all our emotions are like this. Whenever you try to restrict an emotion, it becomes strengthened. So whenever you give total freedom to that, all emotion will come and go away naturally. You need not worry about the emotion. It will take some other way to disperse.
Mm-hmm. I understand. Just again some clarification, because we talked about this fear and from danger and how it's helpful in a way for the way you act more mindfully. But sometimes this fear can be just psychological fear of how I will be looked, how I will be embarrassed if I do this, or something about the self-image, or this kind of fear which prevents you from doing again the action. So is it also a friend here, or because in a way you don't act the way it's appropriate for the moment, because of this fear, because of the psychological fear.
So here it used to be normally the average person will not have the capacity to make use of an emotion to the external situation in an appropriate way. But whenever we have some proper understanding, then only we will have the idea, have the technique to give total freedom to emotions. Because we are having some long list, this emotion I must have, this emotion I don't have, I should not have this kind of emotion, this is good emotion, this is bad emotion. We have a long list. First we have to do, only because of our understanding, we have to break down all the list. Then only we will be free to meet the emotions. All emotions are, we have to give a new label. All emotions are good. Then only everything will be alright. Then only we will be able to give freedom to our emotions. So no emotions are bad. Everything is good. So whenever we come to conclusion like this, then only we will give total freedom to our emotions. Whenever we give total freedom to our emotion, it will blossom. All emotions will blossom in a different way. So then it will have a different face and it will give you some more, it will have different kind of energy, different kind of inducement, everything will happen.
In, don't put your hand in the flow, the river. When I'm watching things or witnessing things, it's hard not to stand on the riverbank. Yeah. Any advice how to? Well, I can't throw myself in. How is there someone who can push me, or how does this work? How to make the witness another part of the river?
So here, for example, have you read anything about J. Krishnamurti?
A little.
Yeah. You?
Mm-hmm.
And recently I heard you talk of J. Krishnamurti, where he tells that the I consciousness, the self is the center of activities. And whenever we have the center, the I am, we must have some conflict. So because we create some duality, so I am something, the other is the other thing. So when I keep myself as somebody, so thereby we are having some division between the others. The others are also there and I am separate from other person. Some duality is there. So whenever there is some duality, there must be some conflict. So for that reason, the self is the deciding factor. Whenever we have the self like this, then we naturally will divide ourselves with the other person. So naturally there will be conflict. So he questioned, so is there any possibility to live without the center, without the self? So he described in this way, and he picturized that how is it possible to live without the center, without the self. When he talks like this, for the time being, we will be in a position that there is no self. So he contributes and he describes in a way that when, for the time being, he makes ourselves to be in a state without the self. For the moment, we will be living in without the self for the time being. So in this way, he talks like this. But here, when we experience such kind of state, the selfless state, there is no center, the action without any center, for the time being we will be all right, we will be safe, everything is good, nice. But in the next moment we will try, I will be always in that state. I will be always in the selfless state. So that is the problem. For the time being it is all right. But here, the psychological world is concerned, there should not be any philosophy. No philosophy, no technique is not helpful. So all philosophy are wrong. Every explanation, every teachings may be good. Thereby we can have some idea. So here the witnessing and going around along with the flow, everything is good. Everything is good to a certain extent. We can know all these things as a fact. But at the same time, we should not apply the fact to a psychological matter. The psychological matter, we must be as far as possible with the psychological world is concerned. We must come to a state. We must be a foolish person. The foolish person will not have any work. Will not have any intelligent work. We must take ourselves to be a failure. We must behave that we do not know anything. So some ignorant person, just like an ignorant person, we have to face ourselves. Psychologically, we should not take the position of a knowing person. The knowing person will have many philosophies. So I must be according to this philosophy or that philosophy. All philosophy will make use of. We will be trying to do all philosophies. We will try to execute all philosophies. Because we have to find out all philosophies are wrong. So the meaning of the philosophy is good. It is a fact. Our mind is functioning like this, like that. Everything is good, everything is correct. But at the same time, it must be natural. We should not follow any philosophies. We should not follow any idea. Whenever we take any idea within our hands, then we are struggling with ourselves with the help of our idea. On the background of our idea, on the background of our philosophy, we are struggling with ourselves. We are waging war with ourselves. So we have to give up all the philosophies. Witnessing consciousness, flowing consciousness, everything is good. But we have to leave it everything. We have to leave it all philosophies. Then only the natural flow will be there.
Thank you. Okay. Try to choose the word. Any benefits in meditation in a way that, in my experience, just meditating, not in order to get somewhere, not knowing that the meditation itself doesn't bring me something that I don't have, but in my experience, just being and sitting in silence brings some clarity, and this clarity in a way brings, when I hear something, some sentence or read some line, something suddenly it resonates, it feels that much more strongly. This clarity that the meditation brought brings some understanding. So I wonder if it's just an illusion that this is the way it's happening, or is there truly some benefits in it?
Naturally, meditation has some benefit. So it is good, but it is for a limited sense you have to make use of that. If you give more importance to the meditation, then we will be caught up within the creating yourself or designing yourself. So the natural thing alone is the essential thing. The natural happening, the natural work, natural way alone is the important. So it is, even though it is unnatural, we are doing some meditation in an artificial way, for the time being it is good. Then only we can we can free our mind. So, because we are caught up in many ways, we are goes here and there, and we are organized ourselves in a good way, then our meditation helps. Otherwise we are scattered, our minds are wandering here and there. We are having some arrangement. To make our arrangement, the meditation takes a major role, and we can make use of that. But at the same time, it is only limited role. But beyond that, we have to, the freedom of mind alone is very important. We have to give total freedom to our mind. So then only the freedom alone helps a lot. But shaping our mind, so thereby we can create some silence. It is good for the beginning. But afterwards you need not stick upon with the silence. Mm-hmm. Everything is good. You have to take everything is as good. For example, I look at you and your image is reflected in my eyes. So when I turn my eyes here, your image will not be there, and his image will be there. So our mind, the sense of eye and the eye is always free, always new. Each and every moment it is new. When I hear some sound, the sound will reflect in our ear. The next moment it will go away. Then another sound will. Each and every moment our sensory organs are new moment by moment. It will know, nothing will be stay there for permanently. So, but at the same time, our mind is not like this. Whenever I have some emotion, some emotion we want to retain something, some emotion we want to push away from ourselves. So here, the liberated person or the person who has got proper understanding, he will keep the mind also in the same position just like sensory organs. Whatever comes, it will go away next moment. So then only, that is the freedom. The freedom, that means, whenever we keep on the silence, I must retain the silence or anything, then it is against the natural law. For beginners or for the beginning, everything is good. We can make use of silence, make use of many kind of yoga practice are there. Everything we can make use of that. Afterwards, the freedom alone is the final state. Where, as just like other sensory organs, our mind must also behave like a sensory organs. Good feeling may come, bad feeling may come. Then the next moment it must be free from that. So that is the natural state of our mind. So that is the highest state. So healthy state of our mind.
Yeah, I totally understand this. The silence itself is not the purpose.
Yeah.
This is very clear. But sometimes in this period, it's very helpful for me to see some subtle expectation that I have, something that the mind wait for in the future, and it doesn't really allow me to be fully in this moment. So this is another state of mind which is currently present, like anticipation for something. Usually it's very, very subtle, and I wouldn't even notice that. I think I don't wait for anything, but only when I'm the silence, I'm starting to see all the time, waiting for something to happen. So how to, what should be the attitude to this kind of...
So, for example, we may meet some problem in the external world. That way you can safeguard yourself with the help of your silence. Then for the time being it may be good, but it is just like an addiction. Go to the taking some liquor or anything. Mm-hmm. So in this way we can, if you make use of the silence to meet the situation, for beginners everything is good. For afterwards we should not use this kind of practice to meet the situation. So without any technique, if you open with an open mind, if you face the situation in your open mind, the natural response will be suitable to meet the situation. You may have some adverse feeling, you may have some good feeling, bad feeling, whatever it may be, but everything will be appropriate to meet the situation. Sometimes your anger may be good, your fear may be good, then only you can deal with the situation. But instead of that, you can keep the silence within yourself. With the help of the silence alone, if you deal with the situation, it may not be perfect to deal with the situation. Sometimes it may be perfect, but at the same time, if you keep on doing everything, meeting everything with the help of the silence alone, we may have some addiction also. Just like doing, unless we have some peace of mind, we cannot do any work. So for beginners everything is good. But afterwards, we need not keep ourselves with the protection of any emotion. It must be natural. Whatever comes, good feeling may come, bad feeling may come. If it is good, we can make use of the situation. If it is bad, you need not use. So appropriate action must be taken with the help of our emotion. We can make use of our emotion.
So you say even this waiting mind, the mind which in a state of waiting for something, it's okay because it's okay like
so
it is.
Whatever happens, you have to give total freedom to that. So it may be some torturing, your waiting may be torturing. We have to give total freedom to the waiting, go to total freedom to the torturing itself, then it will go away naturally.
So even this seeking, for which is very clear that there is no need for seeking, but I see it keeps. Like if I ask myself, okay, it's very clear, and I don't know why they're still seeking, and yet I see this seeker like still here, you know. So even that, you don't try to get rid of it in a way.
So here, whatever happens in the psychological world, whether seeking may be there, whatever may be here, that. Whatever happens, let it be happening. There should not be any doing in the psychological world. So the doing is related to the external world. There is no doing in the psychological world. Whatever happens, let it be happening. Even the seeking may be there in the psychological world. You may seek something in spite of many reading, many philosophy. In spite of that, you may seek something. But let it be natural. Let it be, or even the seeking itself, let it be a happening role. We don't do it, take it as a doing. Whatever happens in the psychological world, it may be meaningless. Let it be happen. We have to give total freedom to even to that also. Then everything will be on its own way.
In addition to its doubt, so if the seeking thought comes, he's in some other country, the seeking thought has brought him here. So when the seeking thought comes, he should have not taken that into action and have catched a flight and come here.
So here, he understands very well the seeking is not good. In spite of the understanding that seeking is not correct, still he is seeking something. So then only the case is different. So whenever the seeking is good, then only we can do something, we can have some external help or anything. then afterwards, then in that case, the seeking helps. But afterwards, the psychological seeking is not necessary.
Okay.
We understand very well. Even understanding that seeking is not good, in spite of that, we are seeking, the seeking happens.
Okay.
So, in that case, we have to understand, we have to keep we have to give total freedom even to the seeking itself. Let it go on its own.
Well, that means no need to convert that thought into action. So no need to catch flight and come here and ask again what is taking all those things.
So here, even taking flight or anything, so here seeking, that means we want to be, we are thoroughly understand that no seeking is necessary.
Okay.
So in spite of that, so there is no necessity to go and ask. So seeking is not good. We need not get any philosophy.
Okay.
In support of that, we should not seek anything.
Okay.
So we have already got many things. We have read many things. We have practiced many things, and find out seeking is not good. So in spite of our understanding, we are seeking something.
Okay.
Unconsciously we are seeking something.
Okay.
In that case, we have to give total freedom even to this unconscious happening.
Okay. No need to make it action. Okay.
Unwanted thing happens in our mind, but we are ourselves doing some good emotions or feeling. We are creating some good feeling or emotions. But some unwanted things, unwanted feeling comes naturally. But we are doing some good feeling, good emotions consciously. So which one is correct? Natural happening is correct or artificial doing is correct? Actually, if you ask anything such just like this question, everybody will be like trying to say the conscious doing of good emotion alone is correct. But actually the natural happening alone is correct. The natural happening may be bad, but that is alone is good. It may come and go naturally. But if you are artificially doing some good emotions or create any good emotions or feeling, it may look correct, but it is not correct. It is not natural. So psychological world is concerned, everything must be natural. Some unwanted struggle may be there, let it be natural. We should not create ourselves, we should not do it for ourselves. In spite of our understanding, something happens like this, that means it happens naturally. Without our concern, it happens naturally. That means it is a natural happening. It is a happening, it is not a doing. So we should not have any doing in the psychological world. Whatever comes in the psychological world, it must be happening. It is a happening and it must be happening.
An evolution to this process of letting your mind be natural. Do you say in 2 years' time, would there be more peace of mind? Would be?
Oh, is there any evolution in the eyesight? Is there any evolution in the hearing process?
Oh yeah, true.
So if there is any evolution, that is against the natural world. Natural. So there should not be any evolution. In the external world, some evolution may be there, it is good. In the evolution may be in the external, but psychologically there should not be any evolution.
Thank you.
Even if there is evolution, let the nature do that evolution.
No,
let us not. Let us not improve the senses.
I try to clarify a little bit. There is the difference between the unconscious reaction and the conscious reaction, which put on top of it. So even if let's take even physical pain, and there is, in a way, in some level of intensity, there's no resistance to it. I can be with it peacefully in a way. But the more intense it will be, there will be, I feel like natural resistance. Don't want it. So, is it something that happens? It doesn't happen, I don't know if it happens unconsciously. It happens, this resistance. But yeah, so the question if this resistance by itself is similar.
So here I have some wound in my leg and I have some pain, intolerable pain. So I want to be free from the pain. So then only I can do some work. So here the external world is concerned, it reflects psychologically. Thereby the intense feeling to be free from that feeling, then only we can do something. So then only we will activate the action to separate the situation. But psychologically there cannot be any psychological separate of ourselves. So some sorrow may be there, some anger may be there, some fear may be there. We need not try anything to separate the psychological emotion. But to separate the physical problem, the external world problem, that we can do something. If you have some sensation of any emotion to separate the situation, then we can make use of the emotion to separate the situation. But at the same time, we should not do anything to separate the emotion itself. That is different. We can make use of the emotion to separate the situation. But at the same time, we should not do anything against the emotion to separate the emotion.
This belief somehow there has been this belief before the understanding that by doing something, we can come to a good state of mind and we can maintain the state of mind. So over the years in the spiritual journey, we have been doing many practices, many meditation, and after coming to this understanding. We let go of all the efforts, and then we simply accept the process of the mind. We simply allow the mind to function on its own. So then there is a relaxation within. But even after that, because of the past pattern or conditioning, again the belief comes. Oh, sure. If any bad emotion or any psychological condition comes. Oh, should I do something to set it right? So, but that propels us. There is this trace of belief or belief in the mind that should I do something? Should I do something to make it all right? To make it fine? To make myself better? But now you told now that. Allowing the mind to function naturally, so that is the best way to deal with the mind. Any effort on our part will only complicate things. So, could you please tell a few more points about that?
So here, actually, we have also, the other day also we have talked. For example, when I meet you, you are somebody and I am somebody. according to myself, I am the subject and you are the object. So here, the subject, the object is something, the subject is made up of our psychological structure. I have some mind, the mind makes me as a subject, I am somebody and I am, and you are you or somebody, other person, and I am dealing with yourself. But psychological emotion, the I am is only psychological aspect. The psychological aspect is concerned, some good feeling may come, some bad feeling may come naturally according to the as a response. Here, when we have some good feeling, the I am, the subject may be interested to be retained with some good feeling. But some bad feeling comes, then the I am, the I consciousness want to be free from that.
Yes.
So actually, the I am, the subject is always subject. But with the psychological world is concerned, there is no subject-object classification. Everything is experience. The emotion is a kind of experience. The I am is also a kind of experience. Actually, only the experience alone is there. There is no experiencer. But you may take yourself to be the experiencer, the state of subject. Actually, there is no subject-object. Actually, the total thing is object. If you say everything is subject, you can say everything is subject. Or you can say everything is object. There is no subject-object relationship.
As far as the psychological
world is concerned. So totally it must be one. Either it must be totally object or a totally subject. There is no classification within ourselves. Within the external world is concerned, I am the subject, you are the object. But within myself, I can say either I am the subject or I may be the object. Everything is one. All experiences are also one. Even the I am is a kind of experience. Emotions are a kind of experience. Everything is experience.
So allowing that to flow naturally is the best way, the best approach as far as psychological understanding.
Whenever we trying to deal with something, then when you divide yourself into two parts. One part assumes the role of the subject, the other part assumes the role of the object. Then only some struggle within ourselves. So here, psychological world is concerned, no work. No work is the
It's connected to this gentleman's excellent question. If I'm in my mind, if I have a feeling of or a thought of I am angry, let us say, then another part of my mind says to discriminate, viveka, that there is no I, or you are owning the anger. So I've got this, I am angry, and then another part saying, but there is no I, and it starts discriminating and arguing that there can't be an I. Do I let the I am angry bit continue? Do I stay with the argument? Is there a third position here going, let them both relax, and then this is a position, and so in this, yes. Does that? Could you say something, please?
So some philosophy may be good, but we should not use any philosophy within ourselves. So that's the main thing. So all philosophies are wrong, even though the philosophies are good, but it is wrong when you apply the philosophy. So without application, every philosophies are good. All philosophies are good. So whenever we apply any philosophy, all philosophies are wrong. So we have to put down every philosophies. So here, if I use the I am to struggle within myself, it is wrong. According to a kind of philosophy, everything is one. You should not uphold the philosophy. You have to put down every philosophy. No philosophy will come to our help. We have to put down every philosophy. Each and every philosophy is wrong if you execute the philosophy. For the understanding alone, all philosophies are good for our understanding. For our understanding, the understanding will operate. When you understand, the matter is over. That here the understanding reveals that no work is there. That alone is there. If the understanding gives some room to do some work, then we are not understanding the philosophy in a right way. So if we understand any philosophy, that means we have no more work. It must end in an idea that we have no work.
So in this situation, I'm angry and I find my thought arising, you just let them happen, these thoughts, this battle. Do I just let the battle happen? Go, okay.
But here, whatever there's some chaos may be like this, we need not worry about that. Let it be like this. We should not correct anything. It will be like this. Some unnecessary thing may come, good thing may come, unnecessary may. We did not worry about that. What's your mother tongue?
English.
English. And for example, I used to say one example. But if your mother tongue is something other than English, for example, and one of your relative within your house is an English professor, he is teaching in a university and he is an English professor. But unfortunately, he became a lunatic person. And he shouted in many ways, and he drag whatever he find anybody and drag him, and I will show you the God or anything. Thereby he torturing everybody. And when we all tried to catch him and locked him in a room, and he shouted many things. I am speaking with God. Everybody comes and participate with our conversation with God. He shouts like this, but we don't mind that. Whatever he say like this, let him say like this. But he is a lunatic person. We cannot rely upon him. But one fine morning, you got the English newspaper in the morning. And when you take the newspaper, you don't know the meaning of a word. So many words are there, you cannot understand a single word. But if you want to know the meaning of the word, you have to refer the dictionary. But you simply knock the door of your relative and ask what's the meaning of this word. He will correctly give you the meaning because he is an English professor. So you can refer him. You can refer him to the actions, the external situations. But we should not refer him how to, in a good way, how to behave in a good way. He do not do anything. So the mind cannot know how to behave. It may be like this. Some unnecessary thing may come, some good thing may come, but at the same time we can make use of our mind to the situation. But at the same time we should not correct the mind. It must be always in a good way, it may be always in a polite way. You should not drag any person saying that I will show you God. Don't behave like this. We cannot advise him. We have to give total freedom. Whatever may you can shout like this, and we are keeping them in the under lock. You may shout in what way you can shout, but we can make use of them. But whenever it necessary, we can ask him to give you the meaning of a word. He will correctly show. So in this way, we can make use of our mind to the situation. But we should not correct the mind. The mind, it is a lunatic person. We should not correct the lunatic person. It is not. It is none of our business.
This is a very good analogy.
Yeah.
See, mind convinces and promises that it will show God, Samadhi, I will take you to a blissful state, I will keep you in a peaceful state. It convinces us very intellectually, it gives a lot of logic. But still we should not listen to the lunatic mind. The mind says it will, I will show God, I am speaking to God. Sometimes masters also approve that.
Everything is good for the beginners. Beginners' point of view, everything may be good. We can make use of any techniques, philosophy, everything is good. But afterwards, you have to put down everything.
In our discussion, all the philosophies are good when they take us to the understanding that there is no work needs to be done as far as the psychological aspect is concerned. So that is the complete purpose of psychology, wherein it leads us to drop all psychologies. Is that the way to be understood? So if our psychology tells us that we have to do something, that some work needs to be done, some correction needs to be done as far as the mind is concerned, then again we start another journey.
Then it is for the beginners. So you have to take it for the beginners. But it should not be the beginner for years together.
Initially we don't have any philosophies, then we develop philosophies, then we have to break the same philosophy with some other philosophies, and again be without philosophy.
Yeah.
Would you look at it as a process of deconstruction, this concept and philosophies, or just like moment to moment to moment, every moment acting according to this understanding? So it means that some moments you act according to it, some moments you don't, and it's a process in time. So, as the time goes by, then this understanding gets deeper, or do you look at it in a different way?
No, there is no deeper kind of understanding. So, understanding is very superficial. Whether I have any work here or not. If you understand no work here, the matter is over. You need not step by step, you need not execute the understanding step by step. There should not be any deeper understanding. So the deeper understanding means you are not understanding properly. So because you have some any expectation. This must be like that, this must not be like that, and our understanding must give all those things. Then we can make some conditioning to the understanding. If we satisfy all this conditioning, then only I will accept this is understanding. So if we impose many conditions for that, then that is not understanding. We have to understand no work here. For example, if we have some good feel emotions, then if anything gives some good emotion, this is nice. So in this way we relate to many things. Whatever gives good feeling, good emotion, then everything is good, everything is nice. If something gives bad emotion, then it is not good. So in this way, we are measuring everything with the reflections of our emotions. But actually, psychological world is concerned, everything is on images. All the emotions are images, some reflections, some reactions. That is not the real thing. some images. Whenever face something, we have some images, some reflection within ourselves. It is only reflected consciousness, and it is not the natural consciousness. So the reflected, all reflections must go away. There should not be anything permanent. For example, whenever you go in front of a mirror, if the mirror retains your image forever, it is not a mirror at all. So whenever we see you, your reflection should be there. Whenever you go away from the mirror, the image also must go away from that. Then only the mirror itself, it is good, in a good condition. Otherwise, it is not a good condition. It is not a good mirror. So in this way, psychological world is concerned, whatever may be coming, it must go away naturally. If he tries to retain something, some bad thing is there. Some unnatural thing is there.
So, okay. So basically means that every moment that there's still this notion of something should be done, or then this understanding is not complete. That's the meaning.
So here, in the external world is concerned, we must have some idea. Then only you can create you can do something with the help of the idea. If you do not have any idea to deal with something, then you cannot attend the work properly. So some idea must be there to attend the external work. But we apply the same rule in the psychological world also. We try to keep some idea within ourselves to face ourselves. But psychologically, facing ourselves does not need any idea, does not need any philosophy. We have to put down all the philosophies. Because naturally, the external action reflects within ourselves. The process we are taking in the external world, we are taking the same process in psychological world also. We have to keep ourselves in a good position, good manner. So we are unnecessarily struggling within ourselves. This is unnatural. So psychological world is concerned, we must be natural.
Can we not say the same about the external world as well? Because this is philosophy, okay, but the world out there is produced by my mind. So I don't understand this clear distinction you make between the external world and the psychological structure. That is projected, that is created, that door is brown because my mind makes it brown. It's not brown out there as a separate object. So this separation between external and internal psychological structure world is not so clear for me. Can you help me understand?
But here, the external world is the real world. It is not the imaginary world. The real world, you are real, I am real, everybody is real. We are not imaginary in an imaginary thing. Everybody is real. But at the same time, whenever I look at you, I have some idea about you. So the idea about you is imaginary. But you are real. But my idea about you may be imaginary. And I am real, and your idea about me may be imaginary. That alone is imaginary. But the actuality is real. Everybody is real, this thing is real, the house is real, everything is real, the world is real. But the image we are facing, we are understanding something only with the help of some image. Without the help of image, we cannot understand anything. So they simply says everything is made up of our images. Everything is made up of our mind. There is no external world. That is not correct. The real world is there. The external world is correct. That alone is the real world. But we conceive everything only with the help of our mind. But that does not mean it is not real. For example, I saw an object is there, and I saw the object through some mirror. I am not looking at that, but at the same time I am looking at the same thing through the mirror. The image in the mirror alone is wrong, but the object is real. So we have to understand the image alone is unreal, but the real object is real.
Can we ever know the real object?
Real object is?
Is it possible to know the real object, or are we always looking in a mirror?
So only with the help of our mind alone we can understand. So otherwise we cannot understand. We can see something with the help of our eyes, with the help of our ear, we can hear some sound. But if we understand with the help of our mind alone, we can understand. So whenever we understand something, we can perceive something, we have to make it as an image. We have to convert it as an image, then only we can understand.
So we do not directly, our mind does not directly perceive, we are always looking in a mirror?
So that is the way. Without the help of our sensory organs, without the help of our mind, we cannot relate with anything.
Yeah.
So that is the only way.
Okay.
But at the same time, even though we are not relating with our mind, the object is there, the real object is there, but we have a contact only through our senses and mind. Then only we have some relationship. Appropriate action, we can meet the situation in appropriate way. So that is related to the external world is concerned. So we have to divide the psychological world from the. So psychological world is concerned, we have to have such kind of emotion. This emotion is good, this emotion is bad. I must keep myself with good emotions. I must keep myself without any bad emotions. So when we have a target to separate ourselves psychologically, that alone is a problem. But we have to take all the effort to meet the situation. So if we single out the psychological structure apart from the physical world, then we can apply freedom. Then only the freedom is possible. We have to find out which is psychological, which is physical. Then only we can give, because psychological world is concerned, freedom alone is the only way. We should not question anything. When everybody is free, we cannot question anything. If some rule is there, then we can question, why do you break the rule? Why we can question somebody, why do you go against the rule? We can question something. But no rule is there in the psychological world. So here, psychologically, it is concerned, the freedom alone is the rule. There is no rule. Freedom alone is there. But the external world is concerned, restriction is the good thing. We have to, everything must be in order. Everything in a proper way. This must be like this must not be like this. Here we have to apply all the rules and regulations. But rules and regulations are related to the external world. But the psychological world is concerned, breaking down the rules alone is the rule.
Back to that pure perception. So what JK means is that there should not be a domination of mind. That's what he means indirectly. So he also just states his feelings, how he feels in that evening. When he's sitting outside in the garden, he's having a pure perception. That's what he's stating. So he never told that try to be in pure perception, something like that. But only we infer.
But when he say like this, naturally we will infer like this. It is not necessary to say like this.
Oh, okay.
It may create some unnecessary impulse in ourselves.
Okay.
I must be like the him.
Oh, okay.
That kind of person I must always have.
Okay.
We will have some impulse like this.
Okay.
So that is unnecessary.
So what the main thing is that there should not be domination of mind.
Yeah.
In that case, you can have, sometimes you may fall into pure perception also.
So in the name of J. Krishnamurti experience, we are dominating our mind. we are giving importance to our mind to dominate ourselves. It's in the name of J. Krishnamurti experience. That is not necessary.
So the right understanding is, so sometimes a pure perception may happen, may not happen. So it doesn't matter.
There is no question of pure, impure in the world of psychological world. There is no pure or impure. Whenever there is everything is natural, then what is the question of pure and impure? So the wind is flowing, rain is falling, everything is natural. The lightning comes, the rain comes, it is happening. We have to take it as a happening. Yes. So in this way, whatever comes, some good thing may come, bad thing may come, pure thing may come, impure thing may, whatever may, it is natural. We have to take it as natural. We should not classify. This is bad, this is good.
Okay, the classification good bad is not there. For example, in the evening time I go to park and sit. So this happens, sensory perception happens. I don't think much, so naturally trees and everything looks good. And there is pure sensory perception. And after it goes away. So when it happens, it's okay. So there should not be any demand on that feeling. That's what you're trying to say.
So whenever some good feeling comes, whenever give importance to the good feeling, naturally the listeners will also think, I will also have the same good feeling like Krishnamurti. So that is the intuition. Okay. That is not necessary.
As a speaker, you should have taken care of this statement. But as far as me, I am going outside. So sometimes this question can happen. So it doesn't matter.
But here also, why should he, for example, if he got some bad feeling, will he say, I have some bad feeling like this, when I go to walking, I have some bad feeling like this. Will he say like this? So if he say like this, he will have the liberty to say the good feeling also. Whenever he says something about the good feeling alone, he will have the idea that he will never have the bad feeling, he will have only good feeling alone, and I will also have good feeling forever. So he will have the idea like this. So if he say good feeling, he must have the duty to say the bad feeling alone. Then only we have the total idea of something.
With the so back to the idea of evolution, I know it's wrong. It's like hearing, but up to this point in my life, my mind is a habit of fighting. There's one thought and controlling, and then with this understanding, there will be less battling. That must mean a change in how my mind is. And as time goes on, I imagine it will become more peaceful. So it might not be an evolution, but is this a right understanding, or is this your experience that there is less struggle, less fighting, as this becomes a habit?
So naturally, when everything is flowing, the natural purification, natural release from the blocks, it is a natural response, natural happening. It will also happen naturally. We need not create the happening. The happening will follow.
Right.
Some of the blocks will not be there, the flow will be there, so everything will be like this. Because our mind becomes healthy. It is because whenever it does not retain anything, it must be natural, it must be healthy. Just like our sensory organs, when the sensory organ retains something, it becomes abnormal. For example, when we taste some sweet, it is very good, and the tongue retains the sweetness forever. It becomes not good. It is gone for repair. It is unhealthy.
Yeah.
So, if our organs are healthy, it must be free from every experience. The freedom from all experience is the healthy state. So, the liberation, the awakening means a healthy state of our mind. So when you are feel healthy, then you can feel the healthy of everything. Because whenever everything is flowing, then you are healthy. Psychologically you are healthy.
And if I find myself in, I cannot say that I am okay with every experience. There is, I notice some resistance for some experiences and some clinging to other experiences. So the attitude in this case should also be, this is natural.
So whatever happens in the psychological world, you have to take everything as natural. Then only it will go away from you. If you retain something to deal with something, then you make it stop with yourself. So whenever you give total freedom to the happening of your psychological world, everything will go away from you.
The trick, as I understand it, is that if you think that by letting it go, the bad feeling will go, it won't go. It's that subtle, it's like almost like grace that just lets it go. Because as soon as I start trying to let it go, I'm gone, I'm caught again.
So everything we have to take, even the struggling itself happens, you have to take it as a natural thing.
Yeah.
You should not question yourself. You have to be, because you are always correct. Psychological world is concerned, you must be always correct. There is no wrong. Don't find fault with yourself. You can find fault with others, you can find fault with the situation, but don't find fault with yours. You are natural, because you are not doing anything, it is happening. Whatever happens, we should not find fault with the happening. It may look like you are doing, but it is not your doing. Whatever happens in the psychological world, even though it looks like you are doing, it is not your doing, it is a happening. Because you are not consciously doing. It overpowers you, it comes beyond your control. Something happens. So whatever comes within your psychological world, it must be happening. You must take it as a happening.
So even trying to let something go is acceptable. Trying to let go.
Trying to go means you are again entering there. You are making it as a doing.
Yeah.
So you have to give total freedom. Whether if you want to go or not, if you want to stay there, let it be stay. You have to give total freedom to that. Whenever you give total freedom to everything, it will go away naturally. You need not drive away anything.
But is the giving freedom an action as well, an interference?
You have to use the word like this, just like you're doing. But it is, that means everything, we have to accept everything, because whatever words we can do, we can say like this, it may represent your doing, but it is not, we are not meaning like that.
Okay.
Just like an understanding.
Okay.
I carried with me, one of the things I've carried from last year is the idea of the mirage in the desert. That as soon as somebody points out that it's a mirage, instantly I know that it would be stupid for me to go walking out there. I don't have to try to not walk out and get water from that. I know it's a mirage. It's the knowing, the understanding releases me from all effort, really.
Yeah. Understanding yourself is
Yeah.
Even after understanding, the mirage will be there.
Yeah. I can still see it.
But you will not be misled by the
I won't
mirage.
want to go there anymore. Yeah, it's been very helpful for me. Thank you.
Real purpose of the mind, of the psychological aspect, is to deal with the physical world, with the external world. That is where the mind is to be used. So that's the primary function or the duty of the mind. The mind has been given to us to deal with the real world, and it has got no responsibility to deal or correct itself. Is that the whole? Is the whole message?
Yeah. Because all senses are only related to the external world is concerned. We have to use our ear, eyes. Everything is related to the external world. But the eyes wants to see have some separate purpose for within itself.
Exactly.
The ear have some separate purpose for itself.
Yeah.
It is not in a correct way. It is not functioning in a correct way.
Exactly.
It must be related to the external world alone.
Okay.
But in the psychological world alone is concerned, it has a separate issue within itself.
Yeah.
So it has to deal with the external world alone. But it is not. But it is to create some psychological world and is living within the world, psychological world, and it made some correction. I want to be like this. I don't want to be like this. So we are creating some artificial world. So we have to break down this artificial world.
So just like the senses and all the organs are connected to the physical world, so in the same way the mind also needs to be connected and function in the physical world. It has got no other world on its own. There's no need to build a world for itself and to live safely in that world. All that is artificial, and that is the root cause of all mystery psychologically. Because somehow we keep doing that effort of building a safe place for ourselves psychologically and to live safely there. So,
just like our eyes and ears are creating a separate world for itself. In this way, that is a healthy organ, healthy sensation, healthy sensory organ. So when the mind becomes a healthy sensory organ, it must behave like the other sensory organ.
It should simply reflect the given situation, given moment, without creating any separate.
Our intelligence is needed to deal with the situation, but no intelligence is needed to deal with itself.
You don't refer to Vedanta or the Vedas, like when he talks like that, I immediately see, it's just Maya, it's just Ishvara Maya who creates this idea that I'm a separate individual, and that's kind of supports me in making some separation. I don't have to actually do that. It's not even my problem. It's the idea of Maya or Ishvara, and you don't refer to that. Do you have any reference to that?
Maya?
Maya, M-A-Y-A.
Maya.
Maya.
So Maya means our imagination. Imaginary
Yeah.
world. Imaginary world is Maya.
Yeah. But that, to me, that is, it kind of answers, what I hear when I hear him speaking is that he's questioning, why does my mind keep going back? And for me, it's like a picture book. It's like a children's, the Tantra is like a children's picture book. It gives me a picture of, it answers that question. It keeps going back because Maya, however you pronounce it, is this very tricky character. It's not me. It is me, but it's not me. But it gives me somewhere to put that and say that's why I keep getting seduced. I'm seduced by this Maya, by this Ishwara. I just wonder that you don't use that as part of your pointing.
So we can refer like this. We can say Maya. Maya means M-A-Y-A, Maya.
Yeah.
We are saying Maya.
Maya.
But here, Maya is just like we are having the cell phone or anything, we have some memory card. So in this way, our eyes or ears don't have any memory card. But only the mind alone has a memory card.
Yeah.
And it was in the store, some stored up memories are there. The stored up memory takes a whole.
Yes.
Because,
Yes.
but it is also necessary. Whenever we touch fire, we must have the memory. Then only the next time we will not touch the fire.
Yes.
So the memory is necessary, but the memory is not in our hand. So we have to use some part of ourselves to have the memory, although for the purpose of dealing with all the other senses, we have some separate instrument to have the memory.
Yes.
For that our mind is having the memory card. But the memory is dealing with itself. That is the problem.
Yes.
So we can use the memory to deal with our organs, dealing with our sensation. But the memory card need not necessarily to deal with the memory card itself.
Yes.
That is the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't quite understand the memory. So there's a practical function to memory to help me
Practical function we need not, but don't use the memory against the memory itself.
Can you give an example of the memory going against itself?
We need not cancel anything. We can make use of the memory.
Yeah.
If you cancel all the memory, you cannot. We cannot use we cannot live in the world.
Sure.
So memory is necessary.
Yeah. But when is it? You said do not use the memory against the memory. Is there an example to help me understand that? When is it a problem?
That means what the memory says that. For example, when I have the good feeling, I will have the memory of a good feeling. When I have the bad feeling, I will have the memory of the bad feeling. Then we select good feeling alone I must have, bad feeling alone I should not have. Then only we are against our memory. We are using the memory against the memory.
As a comparison?
In the expression. In this kind of expression I must have, this kind of expression I should not have. So in this way we are against our memory.
I am using the memory. For example, I like somebody. So every day I like to go and see the same friend. So that means there's a happy memory, a joy memory. So how do you classify this external or internal?
So here, when I have some feeling or anything related to the external world, then only some good feeling alone we can relate with something. Then only we can relate with other people. For example, if you have some good feeling with your friends, if you don't have any good feeling with your unwanted persons, so then only we can deal with the situation. So you will go along with your friends, but we don't go along with your unnecessary things.
Okay.
So everything is for the good way of life. But at the same time, if you have some unwanted feelings like in the psychological world, and if you want to keep away with all the unnecessary things, then that is then you protect yourself should not have any unnecessary feeling. So keeping yourself away from unnecessary things, or keeping yourself in a good feeling alone, then you are facing your action towards yourself alone. Keeping your action towards yourself alone is the problem.
So, yeah, I can put in some other words. I am sitting here alone. So, I don't have any strong feeling, happy or painful feeling. Now I get a feeling that if I go and meet a friend, I will get joy. So I get up from here and I go to his house and see him, and I have a joy feeling, added joy feeling. This is okay. That's what you are saying.
Okay.
So the second condition is, as a meditator, I had learned a trick. Without going and seeing a friend, I myself close my eyes and try to create a joy feeling. This is what you are saying wrong.
Not only that. In a day-to-day life, many feelings may come without our invitation. Many good feeling or bad feeling may come, but we are not necessary. We are not in a position to question any of our feelings. It must be natural. Whatever comes, some good feeling may come, bad feeling may come. We have to accept it as a natural event. We should not select. We are not in a position to select any feeling. This feeling alone I must have, this feeling I should not have. Then only we are against ourselves in the psychological world.
Yeah, when it occurs, automatically there is no, it should be accepted. There is no question about it. So when we select something, when the drive is there, the drive will be only for joy. The drive will not be there, I will go and sit on a nail, or I will torture myself. The drive will be, I will go and see a pleasant person. So the drive comes. When the drive comes, the joy also, I go and see the person, joy comes, that's okay. That's what you say. So, sitting here itself, without going and seeing my friend, if I close my eyes and try to create some joyful feelings, that's what you say, memory against memory.
So here, if you generate some good feeling or emotions within yourself through some practice, so it is advisable for the beginners. Then only you can set right your way of life. For afterwards, creating some kind of emotion like this is not necessary. It is against us.
In both cases, we are generating joy. But generating joy through a physical person is okay. Generating joy using a technique is not okay.
That is also good for the beginners.
Okay, let's forget the beginners.
Afterwards, it is not okay.
Oh, it is not okay. So the generating joy is not the problem. Whether you are generating through a physical object or generating with your own memory is the question, is the point to be discussion. So we say this is correct because the mind is designed to deal with external object. That's why we say it's correct.